What type of ghost never uses a propane grill? A charcoaltergeist. Welcome to the stream, my friends. Happy Jumptember. Welcome back to Jump King. It's been almost a year, and we're finally going to play this game again. This game has been torturous. This game has been absolutely dreadful. But I kind of love it. I kind of really love this game, Jump King. It's I have a long history of this game. The first time, it took me a very long time to beat it. I played it for, I think, about a year and a half. With some huge breaks. I mean, the first time I played it for like 3 or 4 nights, and then I didn't play it again for almost a year. So there were some huge breaks. But my first run to beat the game for the first time, it took me 92 and a half hours. I double checked it earlier today. It took 92 and a half hours to beat it the first time. That's partially because I accidentally wandered off of the main story path and onto the first DLC path. And I kind of figured that out at one point, but I was too stubborn to give up. I did not want to turn back and retreat, so we didn't. And I did eventually beat it. And then, the very next night, I beat the game 2 more times. After beating the first DLC, took 92 and a half hours. I went back and beat the main story. That took 4 hours and 20 minutes. And then I beat the first DLC a second time because I got a little confused, and that took about 2.5 hours. So all that time without beating it, then I finally beat the game, and then the next night I played it, I beat it twice more. But I'm trying to beat it. I'm trying to finish the second DLC, which is the last quest, the third real victory. Because one of those other victories is a duplicate. And so far I've spent 38 nights with it before we went on that long break. This will be night 39, but I'm basically restarting because all of my memory and muscle memory for the game is completely obliterated by now. But let's get back to it, I guess. Welcome in, my friends. Thank you for your patience during that very long, rambling intro. But hello, welcome in. Dead Zergling first in chat. Uncle Muscles, Lucent Jelly, Buddha Fingers. We've got a few lurkers as well. Welcome in, all. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you're ready for a stream of a whole lot of nothing happening. And hopefully the audio sounds okay. I'm having... We almost didn't get Jump King tonight because I'm having trouble capturing the audio for some reason. I don't know if it's a problem with my card or what it is, but the computer could hear the audio, but OBS couldn't. And basically all I did was a whole lot of unplug it, plug it back in, turn it off, turn it back on, and then something fixed itself behind the scenes. But it took a long time for that to work. Greetings, fellow ghost babes, Uncle Muscles says. I really love... So, oh, I like the new naming convention, by the way. Jelly says, hey, thank you, Jelly. Just thought it was something cute. As long as I can work the letter O into the title somewhere, then substituting that little frowny face in, I think that's good. Charghoul, Zergling says. Pretty close. Frownie, did you know that before Jump King was Jump King, he was studying in a monastery? He left because he just couldn't make the leap of faith. Very well done, Budafingers. Oh, let's go. Alright, so I've been playing DLC 2 for 117 hours and 30 minutes. It's pretty rough. I'm gonna get my big head out of the way. Let's see here. Actually, I can make this artwork a little bit bigger. I can use this to see how to resize my cam. That looks good. They look about the same size. There we go. Okay, so because I play this game blind, I don't know how far along I am. This is somewhere not at the beginning of the board, but I'm sure if you see that big channel there on the left outside the building, that's a pit I will almost certainly fall down a little bit later tonight, and then we'll head straight back to the very start of the board, and you'll get to see the whole map. But I really like Jump King a lot. I like the concept. It's very simple. It's a one-button game. Well, a D-pad and one button. And it's just, why? That was free a moment ago. You determine the intensity of the jump by how long you hold the button for. And you just have to develop a feel for each of the jumps. And slowly work your way up to the top. And that's really all there is to it. There's a couple like different sort of stage hazards you might encounter, like ice and snow. And there's a couple parts of the game where you can occasionally pick up an item and deliver it to some other place you've been in the game, like a character or something. But it's a super simple premise, and it's very well executed. I think the pixel art is frequently beautiful. I like the quiet, lonely atmosphere of the game. Pretty much every character, it's kind of like Dark Souls, where like every character that you come across is either like hostile or they've lost their minds. And it's got the greatest story in all of video gaming. I like that the cats have not been muted. The volume's just probably too low for you to hear them on your end. They 100% are not muted. Hey, Kusari Gama, welcome in. You can mute the cats. There's an option to mute them, I think. But I feel like that would be lowering the difficulty. You have to mute the cats. Well done, Zergling. Well done. I had the last of the grilled steak that I prepared over the weekend. I had the last bit of it tonight with a couple baked potatoes. It was a fantastic dinner. If you don't mind your steak being like pretty leathery. It was pretty far along the scale from steak to jerky. What's your preferred level of doneness? I like my meat pretty rare. When I cook a steak for myself, I'll usually aim just for rare. When I'm out and about, I will order it medium rare. Because then if they err in either direction, then it's usually still pretty alright. The steaks that I made over the weekend never had a chance. They were like 1/4 inch thin, like top round. Like pretty much by the time I was done defrosting them, they were well done. So I knew I was getting myself into there. But I marinated them very well. I do a marinade that's like kind of inspired by like a Kentucky like black barbecue sauce. Because I grew up in Kentucky after all. Are these jumps all free? Those jumps are all free. I feel like there's some trick to this part that I have forgotten. That wasn't it. Sometimes with the jumps, like, jumps can be free in a couple different ways. Like, a free jump is any jump that you can accomplish by just holding the button until, at maximum jump strength, he automatically jumps. Like, the button's like a timer. If you don't release it, he'll jump anyway when it hits the maximum strength. And so, like, a free jump is one that you, where you land even just from holding it at full strength, like this here, that jumps free. But it can be a jump that you make jumping directly to it, or there are other jumps I would consider free that require that are still maximum presses, but they require you to ricochet off of the wall. Like sometimes your best move is to jump into the wall to bounce off to land somewhere. And I'm not always great at finding those kind of places. I tend to be pretty bad at finding the most optimal jumps, which is why these this game takes me hundreds of hours. Because usually I find one jump that works and then just try to replicate that over and over and over again instead of trying to find the best jump. I don't know how you can stand anything above medium rare. You get rid of all the flavors, Kisarigama says. Well, I mean, my preference is definitely below medium rare, but I didn't know that, I die a little when I hear well done. I didn't know that a steak below well done existed until I was in high school. Because my mom always wanted her meat well done. So the steaks in my house growing up were always made well done. That was the way my mom liked them. That was the way my dad made them. So I grew up eating steaks with a heavy coating of steak sauce. It wasn't until I was in high school that alternate donenesses was something that I became aware of and brave enough to try. Well, there was less of a big deal made about well done steaks when I was younger, Buddhafinger says. I always assumed that it was like something, that there was like something generational behind my mom's preference and my dad's not caring. I also remember it was almost mandatory to hit your steak with some A1. I still like the flavor of A1 steak sauce. I don't really eat it because it's like just essentially just sugar in a bottle, right? Like ketchup. But I do like the flavor of it on like steak fries or something. Like not on my steak anymore, but if there's a bottle on the table when I'm at a restaurant, I might put some on my fries. I know, a condiment. There are condiments I like. There are some steak sauces and some barbecue sauces I can eat, which I know that they're essentially just ketchup with some pepper thrown in. But knowing that intellectually doesn't do anything to relieve my anxiety regarding the condiments that trigger it. There was always a big deal about steaks. Is one of the things they teach in culinary schools. Well, I mean, if you're going to culinary school, or if you're eating in restaurants run by people who've gone to culinary school. A seasoning is supposed to carry the steak. No steak sauce. Are you saying the barbecue people or steakhouses didn't go to culinary school? I don't think that you necessarily have to go to culinary school to run a barbecue joint. I think there's a lot to be said for learning through family traditions and trial and error. Recently read Anthony Bourdain's book, Kitchen Confidential. He talks about interviewing at a steakhouse. It was going well until he was asked, "What do you know about meat?" His reply of "not much" abruptly ended the interview. And it took a while for it to set in what had happened. Uh-oh. Not one of those people that cares what my food looks like. A lot of people do, just picking up those subtleties. Yeah, if I were placed in a cooking competition, I would almost undoubtedly fail presentation. I find presentation. I can do presentation. I just found it useless. You want the food to be good, and it comes out later. I can barely cook, so as long as I can swallow it, I did well, Buddhafinger says. I'm pretty competent at a few dishes. I think it's good to know. I think it's good to know a handful of things that you can cook really well. I know so many people that can't even boil an egg. I'm never really sure about how long to boil an egg for myself. I'm always like, 8 minutes? Hopefully. Do I count from when I turn the heat on, or when the bubbles start to come up? Let me just crack one and hope it's done. And the only recipe I could read to your Discord was inspired by something that killed a man. The chicken meatloaf, right? The DARPA Chief's chicken meatloaf? Was that it? I can't boil eggs, Zergling says. I hate boiled eggs, so I can't bring myself to do it. I couldn't remember it the other night. I know we talked about it, like, I don't know, like a week or two ago, and I couldn't remember what the dish was, and then, like, a stream or two ago, something got me thinking about ground chicken, and then it came back to me. I was like, oh yeah, it was chicken meatloaf is what it was. I like a good hard-boiled egg. I like a hard-boiled egg every now and then. It's not really that they're great to eat. I mean, they're okay, but it's a convenient little an egg makes a convenient little snack, a hard-boiled egg. Provided you got one where the shell comes off, like, fairly easily. They're not so convenient when you get one of those where like the shell atomizes, and you've got to pull it away from the egg a molecule at a time, and it takes 100 days. Snacks you hate aren't so convenient. Touché. If I've been stranded in the desert and I come across a crate of ketchup-flavored potato chips, I'm not really going to feel like I've been rescued. When the egg comes out with no water, the egg is done. Yeah, I've heard about adding vinegar to soften the shells for better cracking. But I've heard a lot of tales about what makes a boiled egg crack easier, whether it's the shock of the ice bath or the age of the eggs, or I don't know, just the phase of the moon, or which way the wind is blowing. I didn't know chicken cordon bleu involved eggs. The more you talk about this egg boiling, the more unrealistic the standards sound. Oh, I missed that part. I'm frequently tempted to tear a page out of Zergling's cookbook for myself, but I don't know about the curry powder. I've never had a curry dish that I've enjoyed. I think there's an invisible, if I remember right, there's invisible platforms coming up soon. Is there not a ton of curry in Thailand? Yeah, I tried a curry when we lived in Thailand. I tried one at some point before I lived in Thailand. Excuse me. There was a... There was an Asian-style restaurant that I went to, and I tried a curry dish, and I was pretty grossed out by it. I didn't enjoy it, but I thought that, like, the thing that broke it for me was it had bamboo in it. And I'd actually had bamboo before that, and I already knew I didn't like it. But... I got bold enough to try some sort of like red curry dish when we lived in Thailand once, but it also just, I couldn't get into it. I don't remember exactly what it was because it's been ages, but I just didn't like it. My mom was a chef, so I was forced to learn to cook. My mom was a terrible cook, so I was forced to learn to cook. I was talking about something the other night where I was talking about the exact opposite sets of circumstances creating the same outcome. And that wasn't the example I gave, but that example would have been useful for reinforcement. Most people like tikka masala, especially picky people. Other curries are harder to get them to eat, Bisariyama says. Maybe that should be my gateway then. I think my sister said she learned to cook a Japanese curry. When I was talking to her a while back, I could probably bug her for the recipe that she was using if I felt really bold. I don't know any details about it, though. But she's definitely a much more adventurous eater than I am. But sometimes our tastes overlap, so... Frownie is the most picky eater ever. His rules constantly contradict. It's an MC Escher-like work of logic that folds on itself. A culinary paradox for the ages. I think curry has a lot of range to it. There may be one that suits you if you get adventurous. Yeah, I'd probably just have to make something myself. I think if I make a dish for myself... I think it's less scary. If I cook for people, I refuse to tell people what's in it and just ask for allergies. Oh. I've given thought on occasion to exposure therapy to overcome my fear of ketchup. And I mean, I don't know that I'll ever go through with any of it, but because I don't really know that I gain anything that's worth the cost of the anxiety and discomfort that I have to go through to potentially not feel overwhelming disgust and anxiety around ketchup. I wonder if I can train myself to overcome this phobia sometimes. But I've thought maybe if I make a ketchup from scratch, right? Because it's just sugar and vinegar and tomato paste and probably water. I think it'd probably be a pretty abrasive ketchup if it was all vinegar, no water. It's just got to be those 4 ingredients, right? Maybe... if I made it for myself, would I be not horrified enough to try it? I honestly don't know if I could do it. I heard it's Heinz 57 because there's 57 things in it. I know that's not the case, right? Isn't it Heinz 57? I mean, I know you're making a joke, or I think you're making a joke. I thought it was Heinz 57 because they made 57 varieties of pickles, right? That's where the number 57 comes from. You caught me. Lutefisk? Got me banned from the accounting wings. I don't even know what that is. I've had calamari. I had so many foods when I tutored in college. I had this guy who would lunch with me. He was a chef at heart. Oh. Right on. I didn't really start, making food from scratch until after I had, till after I'd graduated college. And I was out for a few years before I really started to cook anything for myself. And that helped me to become more adventurous. But it took quite a while. I'm usually fairly willing to try something new, though. If I'm presented with something new, I can usually be bold enough to take a bite of anything I'm presented the opportunity for. But stuff usually only gets one shot with me. Once I know I don't like something, then I'm pretty hesitant to try it a second time. And if something contains something I know I don't like, then I'll write it off without trying. It's a fermented fish dish that's made mainly from Minnesota. I love how optimistic you always are getting back into this. It's a painful process watching this game slowly break you. Is it that slow? I guess I'm still feeling relatively good right now. It's hard. It is hard. It is hard to keep your happy thoughts when you play this game. We're here for it. I think I'm feeling more optimism tonight. One because I haven't played it in a long time, so like my stamina is like my cup is a lot more full going into it than it would be otherwise. But also I watched the highlights of when I beat the other two Jump King quests, so I gave myself a little bit of motivation with happy memories, I think. It stinks awfully bad, so when he opened the container, it stunk up the whole accounting wing for 2 months. He couldn't come back into that wing. Rough. It's like a durian. When we lived in Thailand, the hotel we lived in had a big sign in the lobby. It said no smoking, no pets, no durian. On top of the Jump King world. Hope to be. Hope to be. Ten pieces of leftover bacon and a cup of half and half for dinner tonight. Leftover bacon. I tend to like my bacon a lot less done than other people. I imagine that my leftover bacon, if reheated on night 2, would be like at the doneness that most people prefer on night 1. It's unfortunate. What's going to be really unfortunate is when I fall out of the, on the left over there, like I was talking about before. When I fall below the cat tower here, then things get really, really bad. There's very few, like, actual progress checkpoints in Jump King. There's one if you're I think you'll conquer the area beyond the cat tower easier than you think. The area below? Like down in the bog? I don't know. It's gotta be hard to play through all the tears I'm gonna have in my eyes. Oh, thank you for the optimism. I hope certainly hope you're right. I feel like I've been doing okay at the cat tower. I mean, we've seen the top of it a few times. I made it to the shaky tower up above a couple times, so that's good. For just our first hour, you know, let's go. I'm still amazed Frownie's not thrown the screen out the window yet. That's why I play in the basement. There's no windows down here, so I'm not tempted. Oh. Let's go. This needs some guar. That's a band, right? Yeah, I felt like I heard the name. I don't, think I know any of their music. At least not off the top of my head. If I can make it to the top of the shaky tower, I would think I'll feel like... I feel like that's, like, beyond the most I could hope for. So as far as I've been, there's this cat tower. I think there are 3 environments. Like you see, like every like 4 or 5 screens, the environment changes. So below the cat tower, there's 3 other environments. There's like there's a underwater bog at the very, very bottom. And then there's like a windmill village above the bog. And then above the village there's this area full of green bricks and wind. So there's 3 environments. It's the bog and the windmill and the green bricks with the wind. And then there's the cat tower here. Kind of in the middle of like what I've seen. Because above the cat tower there is the shaky tower. And above the shaky tower there is an area full of frozen waterfalls. And then the highest area I've ever seen is above that. There's like a volcano tower above the frozen waterfalls. And I've only been a couple screens into the volcano tower on like my best like run ever. So I've never seen what's above that. Or even like what the top of that area looks like. Being stuck in this tower isn't really so bad. Like, I kind of feel at home here, right? Wood paneling in the background, snow outside, lots of cats. Like, it's very similar to my house. If I gotta be stuck somewhere for long stretches of time, at least it's this kind of place. One of these cats can speak English, by the way. This one right here. I don't remember exactly what it said, but one of the times when I fell down here, it said something along the lines of, have you ever tried landing on something other than your face? I don't remember exactly how it was worded, but I remember it roasted me. That is true, have you? I mean, landing on my face so far has served me well, and I got a don't mess with success kind of attitude. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Of course, if you've noticed the quality of my deteriorating webcam, you may know that my motto is more like, if it is broke, but you can still be okay with it, don't bother fixing it. I like that motto. If it's already broke, don't worry about breaking it more. I like the motto. Barely functional is technically functional. And so, why would I need any more than that? A broken clock is right twice a day, but a poorly set clock is wrong all year. I'd like to put up more analog clocks in my house. I like, the idea of having analog clocks on my wall. But, if I'm gonna do that, if I'm gonna put one up, I've got to make sure it's completely silent, because Jelly is like Captain Hook. She can't stand the sound of a ticking clock. I think I can jump out there to that invisible sort of Tetris-shaped platform. I think there's an invisible platform here, too. But I don't want to risk it. That jump is not fun. My goodness. This is our PB of the night. Oh, I saw it. I saw the platform. No, I overshot. Yeah, make sure you bring Jelly along to... Yeah, she would have to... Yeah, she would definitely have to come to pick it out with me. Because, yeah, she'd probably hear what I don't. So where'd that platform go? I know it's out there. Did I overshoot it? Is that wrong about where it was? There we go. I was wrong about where it was. These jumps are so scary. How? How? How was that too strong of a jump? I could not have been holding the button that long. I demand a recount. Every time I complain, I get sent back one screen further. I was hearing a noise, but from upstairs, but I think I'm imagining it. The sound, I imagine if there really was a noise, the sound should be registering on the baby monitor too, and it's not, so. No! Ah! Oh, why did I miss that jump? I wonder when the developer of this game was putting it together, like, I wonder how long they thought that. I wonder how long they thought a playthrough of this would go on for. Like, do you think they, like, because obviously they knew that they were making like a janky troll game, but like, do you think they really imagined that there'd be someone foolish enough to still be on this quest after 120 hours? There is one out there. Look at that. Is it free if I jump from this? Oh, let's go. Sadly, that one's not free. Oh, no, I missed. It's just like getting over it, and yes, I believe they expected people to be here forever. I just figured that they would have expected people to give up. I mean, how many people have played this game for this long and not beaten it? I imagine that most of the attempts are like way shorter than mine, but they're exclusively like people who have either given up or beaten the game. Like, a lot of people reached out after an hour. Like, I know that that's gonna be a huge portion of people. Just to be this bad at the game and still keep going, I feel like it's got to be a pretty thin category. I think the dev, just like getting over it's laughing all the way to the bank. Well, I mean, they deserve it. I think that this game is worth, I've definitely got my money's worth out of this game. I don't feel like I was scammed or anything. I think they deserve every dollar that came their way for this one. Getting over it, I haven't played, so I don't know. I know it's the same type of game. In like the like trolley, lose all your progress sort of category. I suppose that I would be up for playing it, but it's not available on the Switch last I checked, so that bars me from it. Maybe it'll show up in the Switch 2 eShop one day. But yeah, I've heard a lot of testimonies in the chat along the lines of, you know, I played this and gave up after 1 or 2 hours. Because there's a lot of people out there way smarter than I am. Oh. Yeah, the Linux version might be an option for me someday too, but the Switch would be way more convenient. Hey, Subject Omega, welcome in. Progress 0, willpower infinite. I knew I was doing a bad jump as I did that one. I jumped directly to that Tetris piece. Oh, nice. Let's go. That's a scary jump. That's a really scary jump. So is this one. Ooh, I almost missed. So this part right here, this area, this right here is disguised to look like the ending because the main quest and DLC 1 both end on a screen that looks exactly like this. But this one is fake because it just keeps going. Why can't I make that jump? This is amazing. I can't believe I've made it up here. Let's go. I did not expect to see this place tonight. Hey, this is Jump King. Welcome in, EpiPen. At long last, we are back to Jump King, your favorite. So this part is tricky because the gimmick here is the water. Time slows down when you're in the water, so it affects your the trajectory of your jump in sort of strange ways. No, it was nice while it lasted. So punishing. Almost missed it. My garbage disposal went out. Oh no. Had to learn how to relieve it and deal with the water that leaked all over my cabinets. Sorry, you had that situation on your hands. Jump King is in the back of my mind several times. I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you made it. There will be more opportunities. We're going to play a lot of Jump King this month. We're playing it tonight. We're going to play it again on Friday. I'm thinking we'll play Jump King twice a week. I can pretty much count on it twice a week. I think that's a pretty healthy dose of Jump King. I've been doing pretty alright. I've been doing much better than I expected to do for our first night back in almost a year. Because I stopped playing it. I don't remember. I don't remember what our last session was. Actually, I can check real easily. September 22nd. That's 27th. September 27th, 2024 is the last time I played. So, yeah, almost a year. Through the power of counting, you can reach 2. Welcome back down here. Enjoy your stay. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna be feeling when I hit the bog later tonight. Is this free? Oh my goodness, that's free. This next one isn't though, right? Looks the same distance. Is that the same distance? I'm gonna go for it. Oh, I shouldn't have gone for it. No. That particular jump is actually really difficult. No. What? Why? How? This is a fun game to hand to somebody. And then get back at the very beginning of the game. Yeah, I wouldn't share my playthrough of this with anyone. There would be no passing the controller on the couch with this game. Jump King isn't hard, I say, knowing well I have no intention of playing a game about a Sisyphean task. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong in my brain. That, like, the first time I saw this game, I was like, that's exactly the experience I want to have. No! I didn't actually fall that far, and then I fell really far. I don't think I ever handed somebody and got it back anywhere other than the very beginning. I was never good enough for it to really matter. I mean... It's really hard to be good at this game. I don't think there's a lot of people out there that are naturally good at it. And I've played it for like I've played this game for over 200 hours collectively, and I'm still no good at it. One of the things I think you really should do, if you want to, if you want to be better at this game, one of the things that I think you really need to do is to learn to count your jumps, right? Since you don't have a charging meter or anything to go off of, you need to learn to count in a very consistent rhythm, and then just remember what the count between each jump is. And if you can master those two things, then you can make this game a lot easier for yourself. It's kind of tough though, because like there's music playing in each area, and it can be difficult to have a consistent rhythm. It can be difficult to have a consistent counting rhythm when you have to count with different soundtracks in your ears. So like it kind of be difficult to maintain board from board, or like environment from environment, I think. But really, I think that, you know, the counting thing is what you ought to do. And I don't do that at all. There are no numbers running through my head. I'm just playing just on feel. I just try to feel how long have I been holding the charge for, and remember what each jump feels like. The charge that lands, which I think is a much more abstract and a much worse way of playing. I mean, you can probably tell I'm not counting most of the time, because I tend to, you know... I mean, sometimes I fall silent and, you know, and really, like, just focus and play in silence, but usually I'm rambling as I play. So I can't exactly count and run my mouth at the same time. And the thing about that is, you may have also noticed that I tend to play better, at least through the areas I've been through a lot, when I'm playing with sort of half-focused with a stream of conscious monologue running the whole time. I make a lot more of the jumps than I make when I'm actually, like, seriously focused. I just couldn't count to 4 or 5 that many times. I have to feel it too. But it's hot and cold. Sometimes you're just on fire. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. They're just... And usually, you know, it's when I hit the just perfect amount of distraction. when I'm playing with just a particular amount of brain power. I tend to really shine. Yeah, if this wasn't so punishing, it would be nice. But yeah, exactly. It would defeat the entire purpose. Yeah, the game's meant to be high stakes. And you gotta be okay with losing a lot of progress with just a small mistake. There's no Jump King easy mode. Apparently, if you're playing on the computer, apparently you can hack the game to play with save states, and cheat your way to the top. I'm thinking about on Thursday, back in December or January, real early in the year, we played. I bought a bunch of like really cheap games out of the Switch eShop. Like I bought like games for like $0.25 a piece. And one of those we didn't finish. It was Henry the Hamster Handler. And I'm thinking about on Thursday, since I'm gonna have the Switch hooked up for Jump King anyway, I think I'm gonna play that game on Thursday and get that finished so it won't haunt me anymore. But I may also go through the eShop and pick out some more of those extreme budget games, so I can have those on hand. So if I need a break from Jump King some night, we can swap over and spend like half an hour or so playing one of those. If they have multiplayer, I'm willing to listen more. I don't know if there's a Jump King multiplayer. I don't really know what that would be other than just a race to the top, basically. You could sabotage each other by running into each other in midair. But I feel like there'd probably be a lot of times where you weren't on the same board together, so like, I don't know that you'd see each other very often if you played this, unless you were both very like highly skilled players. Chained Together. I've never heard of that one. There's a mod with online multiplayer. Yeah, I know there's fan content. Like they're like fan maps and stuff. So that's not really too surprising that someone would have added multiplayer, but it's difficult for me to imagine like what it would really be like to play. I mean, it just doesn't seem much different to me than if like EpiPen, like if you decide to turn on your copy of Jump King and play it right now, then how would that be really that different from just saying that we're playing multiplayer? It's split screen, but it only shows the screen of the player who's the lowest? That sounds like cooperative Jump King. Keeps you from getting in trouble with Mom for hogging the controller. Never really had to share my video games growing up. I have a sister. She's about 6 years younger than me, but she never really got too interested in playing games. She would usually just hang out while I played and like keep me company and kind of like streaming, right? Because she'd sort of half watch the game and like spend her time like working on her drawing or something. She plays games now, but she's basically into like the exact kind of games that I hate. Like she likes really heavy like story dense games. Like Phoenix Wright and RPGs and stuff. How do you feel about a game that's just this, but with a walrus? I mean, I'd probably check it out. I'd rather play as a knight than a walrus, but I guess there are a lot of games where you get to be a knight, and not a whole lot of games where you get to be a walrus. So maybe I'm just not that. Maybe I'm just not imaginative enough. I've always kind of liked the, like, a high fantasy sort of setting, like knights and wizards and dragons and castles and princesses and stuff. I go up here? Let's go. This is the highest environment I've ever reached. I've been up here a few times. I've only made it a few screens into this area, and I haven't seen what's above. Oh, we have a raid coming in. Now, it's the first time we've been here tonight, but it's not new for me. I have been up here before. Huh, that's weird. I got the Streamlabs bot telling me I've got a raid, but I didn't get the other message in the chat that we usually get. How strange. Welcome in, raiders. Hope the raid came through alright. Hope you're all here. Very grateful to have you join us. Welcome to Jump King. One of my favorite games. Trying to beat the final quest in this game. Doing pretty alright. Bubby Cat, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream tonight. Oh, you're fine, Uncle Muscles. No worries. I should have spammed this emote. It kind of exists for that typo. Elder Scrolls Oblivion, right on. I have very limited experience with Oblivion. A friend of mine showed it to me when it came out. I saw some of it secondhand, and eventually I got a copy way late. I got an Xbox 360 and a copy of Oblivion, and I played it for a couple hours, but I got stuck. I got like physically stuck in the game, like behind a rock, and it auto-saved, and I didn't have any old save files, and I was just stuck there forever. I had to quit. It was not a good experience. Yeah, I got stuck behind the spiky rock inside one of the Oblivion gates. I like fell down and I didn't know how to get out. I couldn't ever work out how to get out, so I was just stuck there and I just gave up. It was not a good way to end. The game was super glitchy back then, old-fashioned Bethesda. I played more Skyrim. I think I played about 70 hours of Skyrim. Maybe more. It might have just been 70 on one save. I did virtually none of the story, though. All I did was just wander the earth, like looking for all the locations on the map, and crawling through what felt like endless copy and pasted caves. But, I enjoyed my time with it, even though that description probably sounds pretty negative. I liked crawling through those caves and filling up my pockets with everything I could find. The Oblivion Remaster's worth a play if you catch it on sale. I would probably stick with the buggy original. Just for myself, because I don't know, just something's wrong with me. The fun part about Bethesda games is not playing the main campaign and just messing about in the world. I had plenty of fun doing it. So this is quicksand, by the way. You have to continually jump. Is the gimmick here. It's not fun. I mainly bought the remaster to platinum it. Let me have a little bit of water. Those kind of big open games, I just sort of get lost in them. I have a very hard time like focusing on doing anything that's like worthwhile for progress. I kind of just end up like wanting to sightsee a whole bunch. I can have fun with them, but I can't really play the game like beginning to end with those kind of games. Because I stay distracted until I'm burnt out and don't care to play it anymore. I'd never end up making, like, you know, progress. Oh, I can't believe that worked. No, I missed. It's a long way down. So if you've never seen this game before, you just got the idea of what it's like. That's what the game is like. That long fall down is what this game is like. It's a trolley rage game. It's brilliant, it's beautiful, it's punishing. I've been trying to complete this map in this game for 120 hours. I may be uniquely terrible at this game, so if you're bold enough to try it, your mileage may vary, but I don't recommend doing so lightly. Unless you have a very, like, you need a very high tolerance for repetition, tedium, and frustration. Oh, did I say welcome in, Derek? Welcome in, Derek. Glad to have you here. I know you're a fan of Jump King, Derek. Can't play games like this, but I like watching them. Yeah, I would definitely say it's not for everyone. And I completely get it. Extreme stubbornness. Yeah, that's the thing, is like, I don't have a lot of, like, I'm not a clever man, I'm not a talented man. The one thing I have going for me is I have kind of inhuman levels of persistence. I can really lock in and be willing to suffer for long stretches of time. That's my superpower. That's what I use to beat every game. Every game I beat is not because I was any good at it. It's just because I was willing to suffer long enough. Alright, let me catch up here. I think I skipped over a couple of the chat messages. Crossworlds beta, RIP Team Sonic Racing. Probably the only person who loved you. I hadn't heard of anything about that subject, Omega. When minutes of progress can be erased in seconds, tension is always high. I've been waiting for this, Derek says. I'm doing pretty well tonight. I did not expect to climb this high on our first night back. So I haven't played this game I took a year off from this game. The last time I played it was September of last year. And I was expecting to be a lot rustier than I seem to be, but I don't know. I think what it is I stopped playing it for so long that my beginner's luck grew back. I think is what it is. No. And keep in mind with this game, this kind of performance is a lucky performance. Yep, Jump King is just too prideful. Pride goeth before thee. We know the saying. You imagine if I got like so wrapped up in this game and like that I like put a filter on to like so people weren't allowed to say the word fall in chat. Hey, Nikita, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to Jump King. I said this is one of my favorite games. I do legitimately love this game. I love the simple premise. I love the punishing difficulty. I love the pixel art. I love the quiet, lonely environments. I love the story. I love everything about this game. Yeah, the quicksand spot is my PB. I've never seen all of that area or what's above it. So I don't know what comes next. I've never made it that high before. I've been up to the quicksand several times. This is painful, by the way. That was a lot of damage. I just took a lot of damage. But yeah, the quicksand area is my PB. I don't know where exactly in that area. That screen that we were on, the highest screen I made it to there, may be the highest screen I've ever been to. I think I've been to that screen before, but it's kind of fuzzy. So I don't know that I actually hit a new screen PB tonight yet. But I think I tied. I think I might have tied my old PB for like highest screen I've reached, which pretty good. Pretty good for, again, such a long break. Watched another movie. It was better, even though it was dumb. Oh my. Well, I'm glad you had a good time, Derek. I watched, Jelly and I watched a movie. We watched Big Trouble in Little China. And I hadn't seen that movie before, and it was bananas. That movie is non-stop just silliness from beginning to end. Hey, thank you for the bits, Bubby Cat. Thank you for the 100 bits. Very much appreciated. Thank you kindly. I haven't really played any of those Sonic racing games, except I played a little bit of the Sonic. I think there was one on the 360. A friend of mine had a copy, and I played a few races of one on the 360, like 2 decades ago. It's been a long time. Joy can be found in bad games. It can be, if you don't mind your joy being contaminated with a lot of unpleasantness. I was at this was a long time ago, but I went to a used game store one time, and I bought Vampire Hunter D on the PlayStation 1, which I've never played yet, and I really want to play it on the stream, but I haven't given it a try yet. I hope it's not, well, I expect it's not great, but I hope it's not agony to play. I bought that, and I bought, excuse me, Sorry about that. And I bought a copy of Final Fantasy 13, which I've never played as well, and I probably won't ever play. But they were clearancing them off, so I was like, I'll add this to my shelf. So I was checking out with those two games, and while the clerk was ringing me up, I asked him, I said, you guys wouldn't happen to have a copy of Castlevania Legacy of Darkness on Nintendo 64, would you? And he says, oh no, I haven't seen that game come through in a long time. But no, we don't have a copy. And then he looked at what I was buying, and he looked at me, and I could tell he didn't want to say it. He was holding himself back, but that he couldn't help himself, and he said, man, you like some really not good games, don't you? I was like, well, you got me. Hey, losses, welcome in. We're back. It's been a year. I checked. The last time I played this game was September last year. And we're back. I think I tied my PB tonight, too. So I thought that, like, I was coming in. I thought I was going to be incredibly rusty and everything was going to be terrible. And, I mean, I'm not doing great, but then again, I think I tied my PB, so it doesn't get much better than that. You know, the only thing better than that would literally be better than that. Which I haven't quite got, but it's alright. We're going to play a lot. This is September is Jumptember. We're going to play a lot of Jump King. I'm not going to play it every night, but I'm going to play it at least twice a week. So tonight's our first night back. I'm going to play it again on Friday. And then we'll see. I might not be super consistent with which nights I play it, but I'm going to try and do it 2 nights every week. $13's good for what it is, even though it's a hallway simulator. Yeah, I remember hearing that. People were calling it Final Hallway 13. I don't know much. Don't know that much about it. I thought it looked pretty at the time. I thought visually it looked really good. That's about the only impression I have of it. Yep. That's why that was my excuse. That was my excuse to not play this for so long, was that I kept saying it would come back in the fall. That was exactly it. That jump down there on that square at the bottom left, that jump, missing that jump is catastrophic. That is one of the most high stakes jumps in this entire game. Like, you saw me fall up that right hand side and lose like 20 screens of progress. I'd rather fall on that right hand side every day of the week than fall on that left hand side. Missing that jump over there is as bad as it gets, really. Hey Chozo, welcome in. You made it. Good to see you. always lurking. Always appreciate a lurk. Got a copy of Fitness Boxing. The first one, which is delisted from the eShop. Oh, nice. Bought it because it's the only one with moves like Jagger, and I refuse to let the opportunity go to waste. Hey, that's a pretty nice find, I think. I would try and play that. I've been trying to be a little bit more active here lately. I've been watching, been trying to make healthier meal choices. Watch out for the sort of ultra processed foods, and I've been running on the stationary bike every morning when I get up, and doing some yoga style stretching routine most days. Fitness boxing could be a fun sort of pseudo exercise experience. Said, I missed yesterday's stream. Did you enjoy what you played of Bart vs. the World? Bart vs. the World seems fine. I think that Radioactive Man is going to be my favorite of the three. I'm nostalgic for that one. So it's hard for another game to win over it. The World is all right. I had a good first night with World. It might be my least favorite, but I'll have to beat it to decide, for real. There were times where I didn't like Space Mutants very much. And there's still things I don't like about Space Mutants, but that game kind of grew on me by the time I beat it. So, World will probably grow on me more too. I'll have to wait to decide, but for real. Are you gonna get Silk Song? Probably not right away. I liked Hollow Knight a lot. I didn't really finish Hollow Knight. I made it to the credits, but I know that there is a lot of post-credits content that I didn't do. So I didn't really finish Hollow Knight, and I feel not good about playing a sequel, knowing I left a lot of the first one undone. I think it's one of those things that I think I'd like to play, that I do think I'll want to play someday, but it'll probably be a long time after it comes out for me. Which will be good for a lot of people, because you can play it yourselves, and then by the time I play it on the stream, you really won't have to worry about spoilers. Though, you might be sick and tired of it by the time I play it. And so not really want to watch it for that reason either. Arkanoid Addict, good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome to our return to Jump King. Hey, second time up here for tonight. I played Dragon Slayer Thursday last week. That was the last time I played it. No progress since then, if you were here for that one. I've made it up to the Grim Reaper, but I don't know how to defeat him. That's where I'm currently stuck. I'm playing Dragon's Lair. I'm really not focusing much on Dragon's Lair. I'm only playing it like once every other week right now. I'm having a hard time. I'm feeling a little burnt out with Dragon's Lair. I still want to beat it, but the enthusiasm is getting worn kind of thin, so I'm playing it more rarely. I also don't really want to play it. Since I brought Jump King back, I kind of don't want to play Dragon's Lair and Jump King too much at the same time, because they're kind of similar in that they're like very frustrating and like repetitive games. But there will be more of it, just not that often. There's a cosmetic shop where you can spend real money to buy stages and costumes for characters. Get a battle pass where you can spend real money, and DLC packs cost $40 for 4 characters. You don't even get the new stages. Is that for the fitness boxing? That sounds terrible. Oh, for Street Fighter. Street Fighter 6. Yeah. Oh. That's gross. No. All that extra expense is I mean, I just wouldn't want a game. I just wouldn't want a game that comes with all that extra price tag. I just look at that and I'm just like, no thank you. The higher we climb, the hotter it gets. I mean, it doesn't get much hotter than a volcano tower, right? No, I disagree. I sound like I'm arguing with myself. That's a giant troll in the background, by the way. I don't know if anyone else has noticed. I don't know how well you can see in the capture, but he's got a face. There's a nose and eyes. It took me a long time to notice that. It took me a long time before I even saw him back there. Whoa! No! Ah! I lost it and then it saved me and then I lost it again anyway. Oh, alas. Ooh. That volcano tower up there makes my heart race. I get so nervous when I'm up there. I think it's the music. The intensity of the music like speeds up my pulse. It reminds me of Doom. It reminds me of Doom up there. Kind of all red and fiery, and it's got the rockin' soundtrack. Oh yeah, I mean, like, I don't remember what I paid for Hollow Knight, but like, you know, if Silksong has a similar amount of content to Hollow Knight, then like $20 seems to me like fantastically reasonable. I definitely got $20 worth of fun out of Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is the kind of Metroid style game that I like. When everyone talks about Metroidvanias, like, I don't like Metroidvanias that are like the Castlevania games, where it's where they're all numbers games. I like Metroid style games that are like Metroid, where it's all where upgrades are all item based, and you get them as rewards for defeating bosses and finding secrets. That's how I like my upgrades in games. I like the Metroid, Super Metroid, and Zelda style of character progression, rather than numbers based character progressions. I don't like the grindy and numbery models. I much prefer the find an item models. Those are more fun for me. So I like that. I like that Hollow Knight was like that. It was like Metroid. It's a full decade of game design on top of an already established base for like $20 is rather cheap. Yeah. No, it sounds to me like a fantastic deal. No, I blundered that. I lost focus. I lost focus for a moment. I definitely deserve to miss that jump. This jump right here, the jump to this platform from over there is shockingly difficult. It's actually one of the more difficult jumps in the game for some reason. took me forever to make it for the first time, and I still feel like I miss it with regularity. I thought I missed that. I didn't feel like I did that one right. I got lucky. What? I was not expecting to hit my head on that. I feel like I got lucky with that one too. Oh no! So this might be my PB. I don't know that I've ever been this high before. Oh yeah, I've seen this screen. Okay. So I've definitely seen this screen before. Don't think I've cleared it. This looks bogus. You know what? I kind of feel like I've seen this screen up here before too, though. I keep wanting to declare a new PB, but I don't want to do it if it isn't true. Alright, this is definitely a new PB. There's no way I've been up this high before. I'm calling it here. This is a new PB. I've never seen this screen. Oh! Those were scary jumps. That's the top, but look at this ending. It's horrific. It's the top, but it's horribly difficult. Oh. Alright, well, we saw the end. I told you it was horribly difficult. We know where it ends. If that's really the ending. We've already been... Remember, there's already been a fake ending once, so... Let's not get too out of our minds. Oh, that was exciting, though. I'm excited. Solid new PB. You know what? I probably shouldn't play this game until September next year. Taking a year off really did me well. I think I should try that strat again. That's gotta be the end. That last area there is so intense and so difficult. That's gotta be the end. I'm excited. The light at the end of the tunnel. Now, it could still take me a long time to actually, you know, get up there. Just because I made it up there once, like, that doesn't make it easier to do it again. That was an insane run of good luck that got me up there. Would have been really nice to first try that area, but not surprised I didn't. You know what game it's been more than a year since I've played? There's a bunch of correct answers to that, but the one I'm thinking of is Brave Fencer Musashi. Anyone remember that game? I think I think I made it up to the final boss in that game, and then I just kind of quit. Oh. I gotta go back and try to finish that one. I'm pretty sure I still have my save file. Just jump in at the final boss with, like, you know, no memory or clue of what I'm doing, and just see if I can pull it together to finish it up. I didn't really like that game. I know a lot of people have a lot of respect for that game. Like, it's like a well-regarded, like, sort of cult classic kind of thing, but Brave Fencer Musashi really let me down. No. I think the thing that I like best about that game is how, like, all the characters' names are food puns. I think that's my favorite aspect of the game, is that it had a lot of puns in it. That's not especially high praise. Cows, welcome in. Sorry, I'm stuck in an endless loop here. My nerves have gotten to me. My hands are shot. I can't seem to calm myself down again. How goes the king of jumping? Cows, I saw the end of the game. I hit a new PB, and I saw the end of the game. And then, of course, I blundered, because it's madness up there. So, that was thrilling. I'm assuming it's the end. I said after I saw it, I was like, let's not get our hopes up, because we found a fake ending before, but you know what, I'm going to get my hopes up. I changed my mind. Yeah, my current PB is 99%. It's very exciting. I was just saying, I haven't played this game in a year. I said I think I need to take another year off, so I can come back with beginner's luck again, like tonight, and then maybe I'll beat it. I think the playing once a year strat is the way to go. I can't beat this tonight, right? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen to Jumptember if I beat this tonight? What are we gonna do on Friday? It'll ruin my whole plans. Fortunately, it doesn't look like I have to worry about that. Dragon's lair timber. I believe you meant. Crash Bandicoot. That would be fun. Evil Knievel timber. A lot of falling in Evil Knievel. It's a good argument. Let's not get the ox before the cart. I personally would suggest a collection of cow games. You know what? There is a game, I wish I could play it. I saw Sarconius playing it the other night. It's Cowboys of Moo Mesa. I think it's arcade exclusive, so I don't think I'd be able to play it, but I saw that game. I thought of you cows. I thought I would really like to play that game on the stream, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Sounds moverless. It sounds Bo Divine. Oh, no, come on, Frownie, why? You're missing easy jumps. I say that as if there are any easy jumps. Bogus. USDA amazing. That's one I would have never thought of. I watched a bit of it, Arkanoid Addict. I didn't have time to get through the whole thing. I watched some of it. I think you got I think I saw you get an extra life out of the E in the Quickie Mart. I think that was the thing that really blew my mind. How is anyone supposed to find that? I was hoping to get back to it, but my daytime time is sort of at a premium. It actually has 3 ups. Like there's 3 1-ups, or there's an item that's a 3 up. That's just three extra lives in one. In later games, they got away the 7-up. Oh yeah, I think that happened in the Cool Spot game. There's another series I want to do a little mini marathon of. I want to play all the Cool Spot games in close proximity. I have like a 3-foot tall Cool Spot plushie. So that's really the sole inspiration, is just so I can have him over here in the background next to me. And play all those games back to back. If you look closely, you'll see the lives go up with 3. Yeah, I didn't notice it was a 3 up. That's even better. It's so well hidden, though. That's a big plush. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's gigantic. It gives you 3 extra lives, even though the crusty head is exactly the same. Yeah, I didn't notice it was 3. I recently learned 7-up once had lithium in it. And at one point, R.J. Reynolds, the tobacco giant, owned 7-up. I did not know either of those facts. I could not have told you what R.J. Reynolds was. I didn't, I don't remember being familiar with that name. I'm guessing that lithium has some sort of mind or mood altering effect. Has anyone ever tried making a soft drink with helium in it? I think 7-Up should be made with helium. You take a drink and your voice goes up an octave. Lithium is a mood stabilizer. So it does have an effect, but the effect is to, like, make you unaffected. It's called Squeak. Oh, yeah. You know who did that? Wonka. He called them fizzy lifting drinks. It won't work because helium isn't soluble in water. I mean, I didn't. I was mostly just making jokes. I didn't really expect any of my plan to work. I have a very imaginative approach to science. I wish it did. It sounds hilarious. Nitrogen. Yeah, there was a big push for nitrogen sodas a couple years ago. I tried one of them. I thought that they tasted bad. Those sodas, like, they advertise like a smoother drinking experience with smaller bubbles, but all they really equate to me is they just taste flat. Nitrogen cola just tastes like a cola that's left over from yesterday. I really was anti-impressed. The fizz is the best part. Who wants smaller bubbles? Exactly. I mean, it was all just marketing stuff. It wasn't something anyone really wanted. It's just, I'm sure that, like, I don't know, they had like an old canister of nitrogen laying around, and they're like, oh, if we could think of getting people to buy this, then it'll be really cost efficient. Fail. It's kind of like those special edition, like, limited, like, Coca-Cola flavors they've been doing. I really think they keep releasing the same 2 flavors under different titles. I was trying all of those limited edition Coca-Colas, and they had one that tasted like nutmeg and one that tasted like juicy fruit. And it seemed to me that they were just alternating between those 2 flavors with different titles every time. Why has that jump become so difficult for me? That particular one. I've missed that so many times. Fizzy soda, yes. No. Pretty sure that flavor is what happened when they change a production line from one flavor to another. And they decided to market the product. They had to flush to guarantee the flavor they changed was up to product standards, Gal says. Diabolical. You need to visit the Coke Museum in Atlanta. At the end of the whole thing, they let you loose. An all-you-can-drink soda room that has all their flavors from all the markets around the world. You can try them all if you don't puke first. That sounds like a lot of fun. As long as they don't have a ketchup flavored one, I'll be okay. Otherwise, I'll get there and I'll do 99% completion, and then I'll feel sad about the one that got away. My imperfect score. Trying sodas from other countries sounds like fun, Cal says. Yeah, I think that'd be a good time. I should go and record it. And then I could post it on YouTube for you all to enjoy. For all of you, also all of you could enjoy me failing to describe every single flavor in the entire museum. You won't believe it, chat. This is the 35th soda in a row that tastes like something I can't describe. No more soda, only alcohol, totally healthier. I think we might need to fact check that. Uh-oh, did we lose the stream? I don't know if anyone else is still here. Alright, I don't know where exactly we lost the stream. Sorry about that. Jump King got too intense. Stream crash. I didn't think cucumber soda was a thing. I didn't think it was cucumber soda was a thing till I went there, Buddhafinger said. I missed that before. Cucumber soda. I'm not really crazy about cucumber, though I am thinking about having some soon. He owes us a wheel spin for this. What? Why? All this anti-Coca-Cola talk. I like Coca-Cola. I'm a Coca-Cola fan. I prefer it to Pepsi or RC or any of the other colas. Breakfast beer. It's kind of like liquid bread. Alright, I think I'm caught up. Have you ever had Inca soda? I don't think I have. Is it just a different brand, or is it a particular flavor or a gimmick? Peep soda. Yeah, I tried that too. The Pepsi one, yeah. I don't remember what I thought of it. I don't feel like I was super impressed. I really like that that blackberry Dr. Pepper that they put out. I like that a lot. It's super sweet though. It's really, really sweet. So you have to be in the mood for something like just like catastrophically sweet. Inca's a brand. Gold usually found in non-domestic sections of your supermarket. Yeah, I don't think I've ever tried that. Well, I'm virtually 100% sure I haven't. I don't know why I worded it with a room for doubt. Yeah, apparently you can make homemade soda with the yeast found in pine needles. I'm not sure which tree's pine needles. Yeah, I've been seeing like YouTube shorts about that. People making pine needle soda. Hey, Master Tuesday, welcome in. Happy Tuesday to you. 39. Guess what, Tuesday? I saw the ending. I saw the top of the map. Of course, I fell back down, but I caught a glimpse. There is an end, and it's pretty close by. It's just at the top of some really impossible jumping sections. Yeah, we spotted her. We spotted the final babe. Yeah, I follow Buddha Fingers. We've got a section like that in our grocery store for the, I think it's just labeled Mexican foods. But yeah, like Latin and South American. Kind of all lumped in together there. I feel like that would taste like drinking Christmas. I'm not so sure about that, Cal says. I do have a very strong pine tree to Christmas, like, psychological connection. Nice Christmas time or camping soda. Yeah, pine needles do lend themselves to a campground vibe, too. Agent Frownie is bad at games. All this soda talk's rather useless. I'm not really drinking sodas right now anyway, though. I've been trying to avoid the heavily processed foods. I'm like 9 days. 9 days into my cutback. I am still eating bread, which is a processed packaged food, but it's it's on the better end, I think. And I am still eating lunch meat, which is, processed meat. Not great, but... And bacon is pretty processed. But... I could be doing much worse. I associate pine trees with summer camp now that I think about it, Cal says. Yeah. I didn't remember that connection, but when it was brought to mind, it felt natural. No. Why? That's sad. I was doing well. Just cutting out pop is a major improvement. Yeah. I mean, I don't feel like I drink a ton of sodas before anyway, but I'm pretty strictly now just coffee, tea, milk, and water. One that's definitely like normal soda is Guarana Antarctica. It's Brazilian. Definitely grab one on occasion. Can't fully describe the flavor. A combination of cranberry, maraschino cherry, and raspberry. I mean, that sounds delicious. I like all three of those. It's incredibly potent, like an energy drink. Oh. Uh-oh. No, why? Why did he face plant? That was an intentional jump. I shouldn't be punished for it. It was semi-intentional. Sadness. Hey, Fuzzy Boots, welcome in. This game is pure torture. It's going pretty rough. I'm pretty sure I saw the ending. I'm calling it the ending. I've successfully purchased $170 worth of games for $16 through a technique called theft. It was a humble bundle deal. Right on. Yeah, it seemed like the stream was having a rough time, EpiPen. It went down for everybody, I think. So it might not just be on your end, but at the same time, I don't think there's anything I can do about it on mine, so we'll just have to cross our fingers. Other streamers have been having problems too lately. It's the full moon. You gotta stop buying the regular electricity. Streams run on premium. Unleaded. Yeah, I've seen some of those Humble Bundle deals. If I played games on the PC, I would probably buy every one of those that came out. Ooh, can I survive? I'm trying to make this jump easier. I was trying to make that jump easier by making the other one harder, and I don't know if the trade-off was worth it. I'm laughing so hard, all I can think is the Simpsons episode where Homer gets Snake's car, and Snake is like regular. She needs premium, dude, premium. Oh, I think I know. I think I know that bit. Didn't he buy a car at like a police auction? I think that's, I think I've seen that. I won't even attempt this game. The dopamine payoff is not big enough. I would not try to dissuade you of that opinion. I'll watch others suffer through it. That's the smart way to go about it. I do really, really like this game, but yeah, it's not the kind of thing I can, in good conscience, recommend anyone else put themselves through. Oh. You bought the hat. I found this hat. Well, that's crushing. Things went really well for a really long time, my friends. But here we are. Back down here again. It was bound to happen. But I still feel the pain. Metal Gear Solid game. Since Snake is in The Simpsons and Snake is in Metal Gear Solid, by extension, the Metal Gear Solid games are Simpsons games, and so you have to play them. I mean, right after I beat that game on my Nokia phone. I'll get started. Yeah, I think we will play the Game Boy game, and I do think I will play NES Metal Gear. I know that's not what you were recommending there, Chozo, but I already have the cartridge, so... I'd be very excited to see the Game Boy Metal Gear. I think that's the way I'm going to try to get into the series next. Yeah, the Game Boy Color game. Yeah, I can do that one. It's on my, it's on my mental checklist of try and get to it, Frownie. Games. We've got to start small with stealth with Frownie. Yeah, it's a pretty wildly expensive card. Oh yeah. We did all three. We did all three of those games on this stream, EpiPen. GG. Yeah, what was that one? Dot Cat Milk. Dot Cat Milk, Rafa's World, and Axolotl is Dry. Yeah. I was saying earlier tonight that I might look and buy some more games like that. Some more of those like $1 or less Switch games. We might play some more of those on the stream. Since I'm gonna have the Switch hooked up for Jump King. I'm thinking about picking up some more of those. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, we have another raid coming in. Welcome in, raiders. Welcome to Jump King. We are back at this. I took a year off from this game. I played this game in September of 2024. That was the last time I played this game. Was September last year. I took a break. And we came back, and it's been my best night ever. I hit a new PB, and I found the end of the map. I saw the ending. I was 2 jumps away from the end. I was 3 jumps away. If I had made the jump that I missed, I would have had 2 more to make. But I didn't. So, we're all the way down here again. But welcome in, Natto. Great to have you here. What were you streaming tonight, Natto? You've been playing Metroid. Natto's been playing Metroid Prime 3. And I don't know what else you've been up to. You played Link's Awakening not that long ago. Always great to have you here, my friend. Natto is an excellent stream. Super friendly, super chill guy. Does lots of great games. Very talented Super Metroid and Ninja Gaiden speedrunner. Highly recommend following Natto's stream, my friends. Resident Evil 1, that's it. 100% Metroid Prime 3 last stream. GG. And Resident Evil. I knew it was another game. I saw you were live. I knew it was another game that I hadn't played yet. I just forgot which one. Yeah, I haven't done the original Resident Evil. I want to play that one myself. I hope it's treating you well. I'm really familiar with Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 1 on the GameCube, the remake. Those are the 2 that I've played. Resident Evil 2 on the Nintendo 64. That was the version that I had. And I really like both of those games, but I haven't played either in a long time. I tried to do Resident Evil 2 on the stream, and we were playing it one night, and mid-stream, the battery in my cartridge died. When I started the stream, when I started the game, it was fine. There was still old save data on the cartridge. The battery was working. My old saves from childhood were still there. And then mid-stream, I got an error message when I tried to save because the battery had died while I was playing. And then I couldn't, yeah, Resident Evil 2 is on the Nintendo 64. It's like the most impressive cartridge video game that was ever released. It's got all the FMV cutscenes. It's got, like, I think it's got extra game modes that the original release doesn't even have. It's wild. It's basically impossible. It's basically an impossible cartridge. It slipped into our universe from another dimension. That's a deal breaker in games for me, where a little thing can cause you to lose so much progress. I don't have this kind of patience that you do to repeat it. Well, here's the thing. With most other games, I wouldn't have this... I would not suffer this kind of setback in other games as graciously. But with Jump King, like, it's kind of like this game's whole gimmick. So... like, I knew going in that, like, that's the point of the game, is that failure is brutally punished. Like, I definitely don't like when a game, like, unfairly sends me back, erases my progress under normal circumstances, but with this one it's kind of different, because, like, I know going in that's the point of the game. Is that it's like the ultimate challenge of your patience. So that helps. That helps a bit. Otherwise, just go watch me get sent back when I play, what was it? Addams Family Values on the Super NES? I did not take that nearly. I did not take that in nearly as much in stride. Oh. That was such a disappointing game. Addams Family Values is such a disappointing game because it almost seems like an amazing, like it would be like an amazing, like, Zelda-like, and it just turned out to be so annoying. Yeah, Super Fester's Quest. I kind of dig Fester's Quest. I kind of like that game. That one grew on me. I think Fester's Quest is not that bad. I was questioning my sanity in the beginning. Nato said I missed that comment before. Bogus. The sand pits are shallower here, so you can't charge your jump for as long. And then I'm like charging it as long as I can, and it's still not giving me a sufficient jump. Oh, it's frustrating. Is there any way to know how much you have to go? Only by going there. There's no way. No, there's no way to see the map or your progress in advance. You'd have to either like kind of cheat and look up a map or a playthrough online, or you just have to climb until you get to the end. But there's no like heads up about like how far off you are from the end. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it's the big problem with values was, yeah, there was a lot of ways to like get one way blocked with your progress, and then there's no way to refill your health. So you basically like you could end up essentially soft locked, where like you're respawning, like your save respawns you in a corridor, yeah, with a bunch of enemies ahead of you, but you only have one hit, and there's no way back. Like you can't back out to refill your health. You just have to go forward through an impossible gauntlet with no health. It prevents you from retreat. Oh, and that was the annoying thing. Because, like, I'd gone into an area, like, I'd gone into a new room and the door locked behind me, and then I saved, and when I did that, I had full health. But then, when I died, I go back to my save point, and your health doesn't refill. And you can't leave to refill it. So then you're just stuck at that save point once you've died the first time with no health. I think that's what happened to me. It wasn't that I had wandered into a situation and been trapped with no health, but it's that it hadn't respawned. My health hadn't been given back to me when I got sent back to my save point. I lost all my progress but kept all my damage. That was the thing that made that game irredeemable. Was when that happened to me. I was already not liking the game by that point because of other like janky, frustrating nonsense, but that was the thing that was the point of no return. Nothing was gonna save my opinion of that game after that. I've been on such a roll tonight with making it up to that volcano area. I really don't want to quit the stream, but it's getting real late, so I'm not going to be able to go for too much longer. We're going to play this again on Friday. I'm hoping to stream tomorrow night and Thursday as well. We're going to continue our Winnie the Pooh game on the GameCube tomorrow. We'll probably get a little bit of a late start. It's going to be an early stream, but I'm probably not going to get here till 9 or 9:30. Thursday should be a later stream. It'll be a late start, but go for later. And I think I'm going to waste that opportunity by playing Henry the Hamster Handler. And maybe some Jump King on Thursday. If I finish Henry early, then we might actually play some Jump King Thursday night as well. And then if I haven't beaten Jump King by Thursday night, then it'll be on Friday as well. So, a lot of Jump King. Should probably be getting some sleep, Subject Omega says. Yeah, I'm not far behind you. I think that's going to be it. I think we'll rage quit there. It's been fun, my friends, but we're going to call it a night. After Raid and Run, no worries, Natto. I can't go much longer anyway. I've got to wrap it up. Careful about being on a roll. Easy to slip in the butter. That's what we did. Thank you for being here tonight, my friends. Coincidentally, we've just gone over the schedule, so you know what's coming up. Hopefully I'll get to see you for some of that. Thanks for the Jump King stream. Thank you for being here, cows. Thank you, Buddha Fingers. We're going to head over to Sark. I was talking about Sark earlier, and I think Sark's the only other human I've interacted with that's actually beaten this game. So, I think we'll join his stream so I can tell him I'm playing it again and he can criticize my life choices. There we go. Good night, my friends. Be well until I get to see you again, and hopefully that time will come very soon. We had an amazing night tonight. Hopefully we'll get it. Hopefully we'll get our victory very soon. Don't fall off the wagon, Frownie, and you'll make it. Well, I am a teetotaler, so I've got that going for me. But, thank you for being here, my friends. That's it for tonight. We're all done. It's time to head out. Let's go on an adventure.